guys, welcome to my channel Vinyl Beauty, or welcome back. I'm Debbie if you don't know me. For today's video we're going to be playing with neons. Now I've not done a neon look in a long time and there's a reason for that. They're really difficult, I think, because neon shadows don't behave like normal shadows do. They don't blend in the same way. Yeah, they're tricky to use, but the effect can be amazing, and I just wanted a makeup playtime today, just a little bit of fun. So as I say, it's not going to be a tutorial really, because I wouldn't profess to be an expert at all in neon application, but hopefully we'll have some fun along the way. I might be able to create some sort of cohesive look, let's hope so. We're going to be using the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Surge palette. The neons in this are pretty good. I've used one of them out of this. The only other neons I've had experience with are the blush tribe ones. These are better, but as I say, neons are tricky customers. And what I'm going to try and do is pack in all of this bottom row into this look. So yeah, wish me luck with that. It should be fun. I like a challenge. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay guys, so as I say, we're going to be creating a fully bright neon look today, and if there's one thing I do know about neons is that you need a white base, and I think most shadows perform really well over a white base. We're going to use one of my favourite products of all time for that. We're going to use the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk. So for this look, we're not looking for wearable here. We're not looking for something you can go and do your supermarket shopping in or go to work in. We're looking for full-on neon. So I'm going to take the white right up to my brow, because we're going to use all the eye space we can today. If you haven't got the NYX Jumbo Pencil, they're cheap as chips anyway, and I totally recommend it. If you don't have this, a white concealer or a really light eye base would work just as well, but white is the best for neons. You need something behind the neon pigment to like make it more luminous as such, and yeah, a white base just works magic with neons or pastels or anything of that ilk really, any white base kind of shadows. Right, now the next thing I want to do is put some black in my waterline and make a black shape for this look, because I've got a look in mind of what I want to do and it needs some structure. Now I'm going to go in with Black Core by Linda Hallberg. It's my favourite black eyeliner pencil. Anything that's a little bit smudgeable if you're using a black pencil is my preference. There's so many good ones out there. I think if you're going to go full on neon, you need something to ground the look. So looking completely crazy right now, but so now I want to try and get the shape together that I want for this kind of graphic shape, and I'm going to have a shape that kind of runs through the neon shadows. So I want it to kind of come upwards. Using pencil first, I am going to correct it with something else, with like a liquid liner later. I want to just get the kind of idea of the shape down. So I'm coming up and then kind of want it fairly high as well. If you haven't got wrinkly eyes like me, you can do this all in one go. If you've got lots of folds in your eyes, you need to do lots of little lines and join them together. So that's what we're doing, just a bit of sketching at the moment. I want the shape to sort of come down. So kind of like that shape. In fact, that's not too bad. It almost looks a bit more circular than I wanted, but I don't hate it. Right, now we've just got to replicate that on the other eye. Got way more folds on this side. Whenever I'm doing a wing liner, this is the side that gives me the trouble. It's just gotten a lot more droopy than the other one, I don't know why. I'm going to do exactly what I did on that side. too bad. They're not completely even. And I think where you're trying to be symmetrical is really tricky, isn't it? It'll do, it's good enough. Depends on how I've got my eyes open. Like if I let an eye droop down, then it looks really out of whack, but it's not too bad. And I am going to go over it, as I say, with a black liner. In fact, I'm going to use one of the Suva Beauty Hydra liners for it. But I just want to soften this line out, so I've just got a pencil brush. And I don't want the line to get any bigger as such, just want to just soften the edges of it. Not many looks start this way, do they? Probably for a reason. I have no idea if this is going to work. Total experiment. I just had this idea in my head this morning. Because I decided I wanted to do a neon look when I was filming my video yesterday. But I wanted to do something I'd not seen anyone do really. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go with purple, blue and green and this yellow colour inside of the line. So we're just going to be packing and moving along. So that should be quite easy. But we're going to put some above the line as well. Okay, so we're going to go in with our first shade, which is going to be the purple. And we're going to pack that on the outer part of this wing shape. So I've loaded the brush with that and I'm going to pack it on. But I want to stay inside of the line and kind of diagonal. And it's going to take me a little while to get the opacity and the precision right. Yeah, that's what we want. So there you go, it's about 3 layers. And this looks not about any sort of blending either. It's really all about the packing. I'm trying to figure out how far across to go with each shade as well, because I'm going to use 3 shades on the inside. So I think that's probably about how we want to go. So just going to do the same to the other eye. These are quite impressive. They're not having any fallout, which often is the problem with neons. They're normally pretty powdery. These are pretty good. No regrets whatsoever about buying this palette. It's so inspiring to me. There's just so much you can do with it. You could literally do 100 looks with this palette. I did see as well that Blend have taken on board the feedback about the shimmers, because people have said they don't like picking them up with their fingers. Yes, I agree. Those are the people that agree with me. And they're reformulating them in the Surge palette to be a bit more like the Dollhouse palette, which I've not tried. But isn't that great when a brand listens to what the customer really wants them to do? I love that. This brush worked well for the purpose. I'm just going to wipe it off on a makeup towel and keep going with that same brush, I think. So the next one's going to be the blue, which is Energy. Oh wow, that's a pretty blue. Now I'm just going to pack it next to the purple, and then I am going to go back later and attempt to blend a little bit between the two, but at the moment just want to get the full opacity of these neons. I don't know how neon they're showing on camera, but they look super, super bright in real life. Like crazy, crazy bright. What I am loving is I'm not getting that kind of crepiness. I mean, I've got a little bit of creasing from the primer, but I'm not getting that crepiness that I often see when I do a all matte look. They're opaque enough to sort of hide that, which is great. So I think that's about the same distance that we went on the other eye. It's not going to be perfectly symmetrical. So I've wiped the brush off again. We're going to go into Chemistry now. This one here, this one's really super bright. And I'm going to pack that one in the last third there. That one's super bright, but perhaps a little bit more sheer, so really gonna have to work to pack that one on, but I think we'll be fine. And now I'm just going to kind of fluff over the edges of that blue and the green, just to try and get ourselves a little bit of a blend. We're not going to really achieve it with the neon, but just slightly between the two, just to, yeah, it's faded it a little bit between one and the other, which I think is about the best we can hope for. So you don't want to blend a neon too much, or you'll just fluff it away anyway. And then the same thing with the blue over the purple. Just gonna go that way just to fluff between the two. Just to sort of blur the edges where they meet, so we don't have a harsh stripe on our eye. Going to pack a bit more of that pulse on just to make sure we don't lose that pigment in the outer corner. Okay, so next I want to put some colour above the line, so we're going to go in with the pink for that and the yellow. I'm going to mix the orange out because that's going to go on the lower lash line. So I'm going to start with the yellow, which is called Shocked. I'm just going to put that above that black line and sort of blending into where that green shade is below it. But instead of packing this time, I'm using it sort of a bit more in a circular motion, just so that we just get a hint of the colour above the line. And I want to go, as I say, I'm going to use all my eye space, but I just want to go to about halfway, and then we're going to use Charged the pink for the rest of the way. So doing it like this, as you can see, it's not nearly so bam in your face because we're not packing so much over a white base now. I'm just really using this as like a pencil brush, just kind of sketching above that line, and I want to, as I say, take it to about halfway. It's quite a good shade to blend in with that green at the front part of the eye as well. This isn't one for if you've got 5 minutes and you've got to leave the house, is it? This is taking a little while. Alright, next in with the pink, which was called Charged. That looks way more vibrant in real life. I can see what they're coming out like on camera, and it just doesn't look nearly as impressive as it does in real life. This one I'm just going to pack just in that corner and kind of fluff it between the yellow as well. But I still want to keep it level with where that shape's going up, if that makes sense. Don't want to go outside of that line because I want to keep it very structured. Now, as you can see, we're ending up going over the black a little bit, and that's why I want to re-intensify that with a liquid liner, and I thought I'd use the Hydra liner. They're blending into quite a nice orangey yellow shade in the middle. Okay, so that's as much as I want to do there. Now on the lower lash line, I find it easier to work with a smaller pencil to be a bit more precise, but we still need some white because we're going to be packing a few more shades on the lower lash line. So I'm going to use white core by Hallberg. If you're really clever and you get it nice and sharp, you could use the NYX Jumbo pencil, but not as easy in a small area like this to use that. So I'm taking that all the way across. As a base there. I'm not going to blend this one out, I'm just going to leave it. So on the very outer part, to give us some cohesion in the look, I'm going to use the purple, then orange, and then into the yellow, so we've got the yellow sort of wrapping around. So I'm just going to pack the purple in the outer corner, kind of fluff it upwards when it gets to that that shape, so we join it up in that outer corner. Looking a little bit crazy at the moment, but hopefully it will come together at the end. Right, in with the orange. This is when I wish I had some smaller brushes, because I really need to try and keep this as precise as I can. That is fluffing up into my eye a little bit, so I'm going to be very, very careful. So between this purple and the orange, just gently blend there. Just using the tip of the brush to do that. And then the yellow just in the corner. This is the tiniest brush that I possess. Okay, now I'm taking a Suva Hydra liner in the shade Grease, and I'm just going to mix it with a bit of water, and we're going to intensify this line. I'm going to use the Sigma Wing Liner EO6 to do it, because it's very precise on the tip. You could do this with wing liner, but I'm running out, so I thought I'd do it with this. So very, very steady hand. Just to define that line a bit more. Very difficult to talk whilst doing that. Just going to bring that line down a bit further and try and get it a bit more to a point. Okay, so that's, I think, as far as I want to go with the eyeshadow. Just going to hop off camera for mascara and a lip. I'll be back with you with the finished look. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I really love it. I really wasn't sure I could pull this off, because working with neons is really tricky. This is quite intricate anyway, but I don't think it's too bad for a first attempt at doing something so graphic and with neons as well. The neons in the Blend Bunny palette are some of the best I've ever used, I have to say. They are not too powdery. They do blend a little bit if you need them to. I mean, I've blended across here. They work best obviously packed over a white base like I've done, because that's how you get the BAM pigment out of them. But yeah, pretty good for neons. Neons are tricky. And to finish off the look, I thought I'll go with a black lip, because in my eyes black is kind of like a neutral, and I thought it was the only colour that wasn't going to clash with the eye look. I didn't want a nude lip with this one, I wanted a statement, so I've gone for black, and it's Luna Beauty's Wicked. And I thought this one would be good because it doesn't completely dry down, so it's not glossy at all, but it sort of almost gives you like that kind of latex kind of shine to it. And yeah, really like how it's turned out with the eye look. And just a final shout out to my mascara, because it's not often I mention a mascara, but I'm running out of mascara. I really need to go shopping for some basics for my makeup kit, and I just knew I wouldn't be able to get another use out of my NARS Climax mascara and actually make a difference to my lashes with it. It's so dried up. Then I remembered I've got this, which is the Beetlejuice Supernatural Lash from Melt. Came with the Beetlejuice collection, you know, a couple of years ago. I wasn't going to use it, and I thought, I've not opened it though, so I thought it'd probably still be alright, and it really is good. It's like, I've got puny little lashes. It's quite difficult to get my lashes to look good, and they're looking almost a little bit spidery with this one, so yeah, really like this. So if you are a lash wearer though, this look would look incredible with some sweepy out lashes, you know, the ones that sort of are more full on this side and then not so much on the inner part. I don't know what they might be called, wispy kind of lashes. They would look incredible with a look like this, but I just can't apply them, which is sad because I think it would have really made the look. But this is a great one for something like a festival or a gig. Not your everyday look, of course, but I hope you've enjoyed watching me create it. It's been super fun to do. If you're new to my channel, I hope you might consider subscribing before you go. I do lots of creative makeup like this, and my channel is all about just having fun with the makeup that you've got. It's not all about buying all the new. So if that's the sort of thing you're looking for, I think you would enjoy my content. But everybody, just thank you so much for watching another one of my videos. Hope you're keeping safe and well, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye guys.